He's arrogant, he's annoying, and he knows exactly how to push my buttons. But the weirdest part? When we aren't fighting, the silence is somehow even louder. Hi, I am Avanthika Varma. I am daughter of Varma.
The digital blueprints on my tablet are more than just lines and measurements, they are the foundation of everything I've worked for. I stand by the floor-to-ceiling window of the executive lounge, the Bengaluru skyline shimmering in the afternoon hajj. I look sharp, I know I do. This charcoal power suit fits like armor, every seam reflecting the discipline I've maintained over the last 2 years. I've returned from Harvard with one goal: to carry forward the legacy my grandfather built and to ensure my father sees that the Varma name is in the most capable hands. I am here to make them proud, and this contract is the first step. The heavy oak doors swing open. I don't even have to look to know the temperature in the room just dropped. Aryan Venkataswamy walks in, radiating an annoying, radioactive level of confidence. He doesn't just enter a room, he expects the walls to expand to accommodate him. He glances at me, his mouth twisting into that familiar, arrogant smirk that used to haunt our childhood arguments. We have 20 minutes before the selection committee calls us into the boardroom. The silence between us is a living thing, stretched thin and vibrating with a decade of grudges. I can feel his gaze, deliberate and heavy, tracking the way I stand. I need a moment to recalibrate before the presentation starts. I excused from my father. I set my tablet down and head toward the restroom. I stand before the mirror, the sharp lighting catching the clean lines of my blazer. I wash my hands, the cold water grounding me. I stare at my reflection, smoothing my hair and squaring my shoulders. I know he's out there. Even through these thick walls, I can feel his presence, that familiar, irritating magnetic pull. I take a deep breath. Do it for the legacy, I whisper to myself. Make them proud. The hallway. I push open the door and step into the narrow, dimly lit hallway leading back to the lounge. Suddenly, a shadow cuts off the light. Before I can even register the movement or sidestep, a heavy hand slams against the wall next to my ear. Aryan pins me against the cold marble. He's close, dangerously close. His other arm locks me in on the opposite side, his body a wall of solid heat. The air between us is thick, charged with 10 years of rivalry and a tension neither of us would ever admit to. I don't flinch. I won't give him the satisfaction of seeing my heart race. I look him straight in the eye, my voice dripping with calculated disdain. Still resorting to cheap intimidation, Aryan? I should have expected it. You are terrified that 2 years of international expertise is about to dismantle your little empire. It's that low-class mentality. No matter how much money your grandfather hoarded, you still feel like you have to corner people to feel powerful. Aryan's jaw tightens. The mention of his mentality and his grandfather hits a nerve, turning his smirk into something darker, more intense. He leans in closer, his chest almost brushing mine.
Welcome back to India, Avanthika. You talk about class like it's a shield. 2 years at Harvard, and you're still just a girl hiding behind her father's surname.
Move, I snap, my gaze unwavering. I have a contract to win.
That's the thing. You're already wasting your breath. My grandfather built this city, while yours was busy resting on his legacy. This contract? It was hours before your flight even touched the tarmac. All the best for the presentation, Avanthika. You're going to need it when you watch your father realize that status doesn't sign checks anymore.
He lets go abruptly. The sudden lack of his heat leaves a physical chill in the hallway. He turns and walks away toward the boardroom without a single backward glance. I stand there for a bit, my heart hammering against my ribs, not out of fear, but out of a rage that feels dangerously like something else. I check my blazer, take one last breath, and follow him. The war has officially begun. The atmosphere is clinical, chrome, glass, and the heavy silence of the jury. Avanthika and Aryan sit at opposite ends of the long mahogany table. Avanthika presents first. She is brilliant, using advanced sustainable concepts she learned in the US. The board is impressed, but they look at the budget with hesitation. Then, Aryan stands up. He doesn't just show blueprints, he shows a vision of the city's soul. He speaks about the local labor, the history of the land, and a cost efficiency that only someone who grew up watching every penny could master. Avanthika watches him from the corner of her eye. She hates him, but as he explains the structural integrity of the foundation with such raw passion, she feels a flicker of unwanted respect. He's not just a thug with a suit, she thinks, he actually knows his craft. The chairman of the board stands up after a brief deliberation.
Both presentations were world-class. But we need someone who understands the heartbeat of this ground. The contract goes to VS Constructions.
Aryan's face remains stoic, but his eyes ignite with a triumphant fire. Avanthika's heart sinks. Beside her, Mr. Varma's face turns a shade of humiliated purple. The groups exit the boardroom. Aryan is surrounded by his team, with Vicky, his friend cum PA, slapping him on the back. They meet the Varmas near the grand staircase. At that moment, Aryan's phone rings. He looks at the screen, Grandfather Venkataswamy. He picks up, but he doesn't walk away. He stands directly in front of Avanthika and her father, making sure they hear every word. Aryan in the phone.
Grandpa, it's done. We won. The grand horizon is ours.
On the other end, Vikram's voice is heard faintly, rough and full of pride.
I am proud of you, my boy. I know you can do it.
Thanks, Grandpa. See you at home. Bye.
Mr. Varma in irritated tone.
Let's go, Avanthika. There's a foul smell in this building.
As her father storms off, Avanthika lingers for a second. She looks at Aryan, not with the same fire as before, but with a cold, sharp focus. Enjoy the win, Aryan. But don't confuse a lucky break with superiority. You won a building, but you still haven't won respect. Aryan stepping closer, whispering so only she can hear.
I don't need respect from people who live in the past, Avanthika. I just need to see that look on your face. The look of knowing I'm better than you.
He smiles, a genuine, infuriatingly handsome smile, and walks past her. Avanthika stands alone for a moment, the sting of the loss mixing with the realization that the war her grandfather started is far from over. On the other hand, Aryan's grandfather remembers how this rivalry started. 30 years ago, Venkataswamy, Aryan's grandfather, was a laborer on an estate. He loved the daughter of the house, but his caste was a barrier he couldn't climb. She was married off to a suitable, wealthy man. He is none other than Avanthika's grandfather Rana Pratap Varma. Heartbroken, Venkataswamy left with nothing, worked hard, he bled, and he built an empire that eventually dwarfed the Varmas. The love turned into a toxic competition. Now, the third generation carries the torch of that fire, unaware that the fire was started by a broken heart.